Okay, let's here's one more piece of news that just came out today. Which
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
But if it's not it, we're going to have another topic you're going to have to discuss.
All right, go for it.
Elizabeth Warren?
That is exactly what it was. You nailed it. But the first, or at least the first major announcement of a Democratic candidate for president in 2020, and of course 2019 is going to be politically all about setting up 2020. And what you're going to have...
too early for this?
No. It's
really?
too late. This is all of American politics now is just campaigning. There's no in-between time anymore. But so Elizabeth Warren announced that she's running for president. Not a surprise. That DNA test thing was obviously a rollout for this. I really think that there is... I used to think Elizabeth Warren might be a somewhat of a candidate, like somewhat of have somewhat of a shot, because I looked at her after 2016 and I was like, well, she seems to be one of the few people who can galvanize the Bernie Sanders wing and the Hillary Clinton wing. Like she's establishment enough that they can trust her, and she panders to the, Democratic Socialists enough that they'll get into her. And she's a woman, and they liked the first woman president thing, so maybe she's the person.
Also,
I don't think so anymore.
When it comes to banking and war stuff, she's actually one of the good guys. She's been one of the leading voices.
Banking 50-50, war she's pretty good on.
So I guess what I go on with the banking, I'm sure as of late there's probably, what I was going to say where she steers herself wrong is she also steers everything very much into the we need to socialize stuff and we need more government control over it, which might be true in banking. What I was going on, I read this really interesting book a while ago called Bailout by Neil Barofsky, and it was all about, I guess when they were investigating some of the fraud that went along with TARP, and she was one of the senators that was like really pushing for... But yeah, what I'm saying is from more of a political standpoint is she has the rallying cry of, hey, I'm one of the guys that have been trying to fight off the banks for you, and I'm also against the military-industrial complex. Now, here's the other selling points that she has, but I don't think she's going to beat Trump. She has the, hey, government can care for you, and then her tone, which is very irritating. Hillary Clinton kind of came off like a cold-hearted bitch. That's just, she's not likable.
Sure did.
This lady does come off like a kind of a care. If you buy in, she can come off like a caring grandma. So you're going to have, this to me is the breakdown of an Elizabeth Warren versus Donald Trump. Elizabeth Warren has a government's supposed to have dignity and we're supposed to care for people, and I'm going to make sure that government does its part in making sure that everyone's provided for and that we're a nation of equality. But it's going to be with that grandma talk, like it's about, and then Trump's going to come along and go, the economy just tanked because everyone before me was being a bunch of pussies, and I'm actually going to ramp up what we're doing. I just got us out of these countries so that we could start saving money and focusing on a relationship with China. I'm the one that's going to get you the wall. I'm the one that's going to make sure that the Fed doesn't continue fucking around with your interest rates. So it's going to be, does the strong arm guy win, or does the weak, like, hey, we got to be caring person win? And I actually think you're going to see more of the country interested in Trump than her.
I think that's a very thoughtful analysis.
And you disagree
with
all of it?
And I think you make some very good points, and I think none of it matters. She lied about being a Native American, and I think this disqualifies her.
But Hillary lied about getting shot in like a like people just seem to see...
This is different. This is what she's known for.
Oh, okay.
She literally said she was a Native American and then released the evidence to prove she's not, as if it was a victory. It's just bananas. She was listed as Harvard's first female professor of color.
Yeah,
it's bananas. Just absolutely bananas. She's not Native American. She lied about it and took advantage of it.
I know,
and reaped the benefits.
Because my grandmother told me
my high
a
cheekbones.
Story.
That's
Yeah.
actually the most fucking racist thing that's ever been said. She's like, look at my cheeks.
No, but
you don't think I got red in me?
It's in my heart because my Nana.
Yeah. My Nana and Poppy always tell me. Oh,
so you
God.
think the Pocahontas thing she's just ruined?
I think the fact is that Donald Trump will not let her off the hook for that. He will bash her with it over and over and over again.
Pocahontas
and I
over
don't
here.
think Pocahontas can beat him. I really do. I think it's that. I think like a lot of these things, like Jeb Bush,
like that. All
it doesn't matter what Jeb Bush's politics were. Jeb Bush can't beat Donald Trump. That guy can't beat that guy.
It's like rock, paper, scissors, shoot. She just won't get past a guy who every single time is calling her Pocahontas.
Yep, that's right. That's what I think. Now, all bets are off if the economy tanks.
Now, who else
in 2019, which is a very good possibility.
Who else? So who else is going to announce within the next couple months? Hey, I was also thinking about like Cory Booker. I think's gonna
Cory Booker, Camille Harris, possibly
who's
Kristen
Camille- who's Camille?
Gillibrand. She's like an establishment Democrat, but she's a black woman. I think Joe Biden. But I'll tell you,
The problem is I think Joe Biden's so dumb he can't. He'll flub it. Like he could get the Democratic whatever, and he could end up in a debate and just say or do something so stupid.
Yes.
That's almost like the libertarian guy. He can have an
Gary
Aleppo
Johnson,
moment kind of thing.
No,
yeah.
he certainly could have one of those. But what he's got, which is look, the problem.
Well, he's got the
Gary Johnson's problem wasn't that he made a mistake. His problem was his reaction to making the mistake and apologizing and just going, kind of, oops, I guess I'm wrong. That's his fucking problem. Like it's
what
like,
me worry.
There is no what Joe Biden does have is the confidence and the swag to not care. I said that before, but Donald Trump's moment against Rand Paul in the debate was to me the very essence of what Donald Trump is and why he's a political winner. Is that so? There was this moment in the debates where they asked about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and Donald Trump was like, "We have to get out of TPP. We cannot be involved in the Trans-Pacific Partnership because it does nothing to address China's currency manipulation. If you don't address China's currency manipulation, you can't have an agreement with China." And then Rand Paul just goes from the side. He goes, "Should someone point out that China's not involved in the TPP? It's not an agreement with China, so we can't address their currency manipulation." And Donald Trump, with no hesitation, looks over at Rand Paul and he goes, "What are you at, like 1% in the polls?" And then they just move on. And it was like, oh my God, I think that was a victory for Donald Trump. Like, I think he won that round. Even though Rand Paul pointed out, you just had an Aleppo moment. You just had that Aleppo moment. But with no hesitation, he's like, did I have the Aleppo moment? Or what are you, like 5'3"? All right, let's get back into it. And it's just like, whoa. How did he win? So that's what you have to have that Trump has, and Biden has a little bit of that. But I will tell you this. Here's an early prediction, and I don't think it will go well. I think it will be gloriously disastrous. But I predict, and this may not come in 2019. This announcement might not come till 2020. But I think that Hillary Rodham Clinton
is going to
run for president in 2020.
You think she's going to do it again?
I think this bitch is so crazy and power hungry.
She's the Terminator.
That she's just not going to give up until it's pried from her cold, dead hands. And even then, the evil lizard ghost of Hillary Clinton will continue running for president for the next 100 years. This chick, you got to understand.
Does she win the nomination, though?
I don't know. Maybe. It may not be that crazy. That she could maybe win it. Because she owns the Democratic establishment. They're scared of that bitch. But so I think, look, Hillary Clinton
like
planned.
Just like
listen,
you're back.
They planned.
Yeah.
As soon as Bill Clinton was out, probably before Bill Clinton was out of the White House, they planned on Hillary Clinton being president. This is why she immediately went to New York to run for that Senate seat. They went, this is a winnable seat. You got to be a senator. You got to have a little bit. You can't just be, I was Bill Clinton's wife. You got to have a little something. So you got to go be a senator. She goes right. She wins the Senate race. They have a run for president. Okay, now in this time, they know she's running for president, right? There's no debate about this. They know she's running in 2008. They knew she was going to run again in 2016 after she lost to Obama. You would think they could go, maybe don't take $10 million from the Saudis because this is going to look bad when you're running for president. So why don't you go for the president and not take this money? But the Clintons, they're in the most Clintonian response ever. They're like, nah, we'll just do both. We want the money too. We want that money. They want the money and the power. When Hillary Clinton loses to Donald Trump, and they go, you probably shouldn't write a book called What Happened and blame everyone except yourself. And they're like, no, we want the money from the book. We'll take that. They want the money and the power. And she will not allow her last political memory to be losing to a fucking cartoon character, which is what she did. After being groomed her entire life for this job, she lost to a fucking cartoon. I mean, a cartoon. I mean, you turn on the news and there's a bunch of human beings and then a cartoon walks on who is now the president of the United States. He's got the skin color and the hair color. He's the way he talked, everything about him. He's like you drew in Donald Trump into like a Roger Rabbit cartoon where there's all people and then there's this guy, and she lost to him and he embarrassed the shit out of her, and I know she can't stand it, and I think she's going to try. I think she's going to try to run again.
She only has a chance if the economy tanks and she's playing the card of, listen, I told you guys you need an adult there, and I'm the adult.
Yes. Now, I don't, by the way, even that situation, I don't think Hillary Clinton will win. I don't think Hillary Clinton will ever be president, but I think Hillary Clinton will try again.